Hello and welcome to
And now we're talking.
Real Estate.
Yes, with your hosts,
Myself, Jillian Stickney, and
Michelle Patterson-Knipp.
where we cover all things real estate and non-real estate.
And non-real estate, we do go on tangents sometimes.
Just a wee bit.
Looks
Okay.
good to me. Yay!
Whoop, whoop.
Did you
Wrap
figure
it
that
right
out?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Episode 6, everybody.
Okay, so here's the other one. What is the one question you're tired of hearing as a realtor?
Will you do it for less?
Yeah, and that's an automatic.
The answer is no.
No.
I will charge you more, though, for
And
asking that
and you know what?
ridiculous question.
Exactly. Sometimes, like with family and friends, I always put in that little thing.
Yeah, they're actually going to be more annoying.
Yeah.
Just give,
I'm
know
like,
what?
You're lucky I'm not charging you more.
Yeah, like let's just jump in here because, I mean, it's actually kind of interesting because my business is repeat and referral. So
Yeah.
sometimes, like,
Hang on, I'm going to record this.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. We got a lot going on here, folks. So anyway, so I definitely know people to some capacity. And sometimes it's simply like, hey, this is my cousin, my colleague, whatever. So even though there's a common thread, it's a business relationship, and those ones are always like, I love just when business is business, you know? But then
Yeah.
when you are working with someone you know really well, whether it's a friend or a
Family member.
yeah, that's always that can get sticky. Yeah.
It's always a harder.
Yes, totally. It's like, what? I should be charging you extra.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but what? Okay, so what else was the other one that you had mentioned there, or what was? Sorry, what was that one even?
Okay, it was just like, what's the one question
Okay,
that you get as a realtor that you're tired of getting?
to throw back to the other episode. Oh, and can we sell this furniture too? Another one. But what do you have for that?
For me, it's, so what's the market like?
Oh, I love that one because I can talk about that for hours.
I mean, I could too, but it always depends. And what is frustrating for me is that it depends on what are you thinking about it as a seller? Are you thinking of it as a buyer? Are you thinking of it as an investor? What kind of product are you wanting
what's your
to?
product,
Yeah.
What's your price point? Like, it's okay. So actually, that's a really good point for me. I find people think they're asking like a pretty simple question in real estate all the time. And it's like, actually, like, you know, like I could write like a whole series on this, like what they think is just like a flip question. And it's like, oh my God, well, where do I start? Yeah, there's just so much more to it than I think they understand. So yeah. So I get that. I guess maybe that's it. It's not really a specific question, but it's more like you've just asked such a loaded question, and you think it's like literally a one-liner. How's the market? It's good. Like if you're selling a single-family home that's like, you know, doesn't have any sort of weird nuance to it, it's amazing. If you're trying to unload an apartment-style condo.
And so for me, I don't know, and maybe these are my insecurities speaking, but it's always like, you know, are you still making a living, right? Or
do
are
you think
busy?
That's what they mean?
I just want to say, that's like, are you really busy, right?
So
like,
how's the market, Michelle?
Are you busy? No.
Yeah.
And
wow.
hey, I remember I preface it by saying, I don't know if it's like my insecurities.
Yeah.
But
well, now I'm going to start to think that. I've always just thought people. So it is interesting because I find like one sort of kind of cool component of our careers is that typically people love real estate. They're like online, they're looking at
is that true though?
Yeah, I think a lot of,
or are we being biased? I mean, we love real estate. Do we just think that everybody loves real estate?
Well, or not
and
even
finds
being
it interesting?
biased, but it's like our biases find each other. I don't know what the scientific word would be, but I'm sure there is, like when you're doing an experiment, it's like, so people who like real estate, who know you're a realtor, like talking to you about real estate. But yeah, there's probably some people that could care less and don't think about it until like they absolutely need to. But I think in general, it's kind of a popular thing. But again, like it could just be the bias of like, I know what I know and what's in my world, in my circle.
Yeah.
So, but I do find it's a career where, people do like engaging and have questions, and maybe it's a little more interesting than other careers.
Well, that is definitely a yes.
That is definitely a yes. So, but yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I usually, yeah, no, I don't mind when people ask about the market or what's going on or, yeah, no, I would say.
Do you have a standard answer
For the market?
when people ask, so what's the market like?
No, it depends on what day it is. What is the market like? I usually give them a really honest answer. Like, I'll tell them maybe, some nuances of what I have going on at the time.
Right.
Someone at the barn. Actually, this is a good segue. If anyone doesn't know, I said barn, not bar, not the. But a lot of times people are like, "Boy, you're going to the bar a lot. Like, is this an issue?" So middle of the day, I'm off to the bar. No, and he just asked, "Oh, like, what's the market like?" And he did have a bit of a history. His wife has now passed away, but she was in new home sales, and he's an older gentleman, and so he likes talking to me about it. And so I'm like, "Oh, well, you know what? I just listed this property, and we had 3 offers on it, and this and that." And I said, because it's single family ownership, great price point,
yeah,
super viable property, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, single attached garage. I'm like, this, like, I could sell one of these a day. And so yeah, like, I'll give people a real, like, this is what's going on right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe I'm like a bit of a real estate nerd, but I don't I don't mind talking about it. I mean, I'll think on this because I'm sure I have some ones that I don't like. But yeah, it's never bothered me.
And then let's get back to is like, well, would you do it for less?
Yeah, that I didn't want to get all dramatic about that one, but yeah, I don't. That one, I mean, I also don't mind that question. It's more like, I think this was last year, and I had some people message me, and they're like, "Hey, I do a lot of work in this complex that they live in, and like, one of the questions, like, over text, like, okay, can you come over? Like, we set up a time. Like, it was so initial phase, and it's like, and what's the fee? And it's like, actually, you know what? We'll discuss that when I get there. Like,
yeah,
because I always say I'm not the Walmart of real estate, but like, trust me. When I charge you what the industry standard is, we're not allowed to say that. You are getting a deal, people. Yeah. Like, and so anyway, so it depends on the context too. I find a lot of people, but they'll ask, but they're not asking because they're looking for a different amount. They're more just looking for clarification, I think, sometimes.
Yes, yeah. And that's what's funny about it too, is because, like, I think that, it's common knowledge, but it's common knowledge to me.
Do you know, that is such an interesting point across the board. Like, I think I'm real estate blind in the sense of, like, I know all this stuff. And yes, like, speaking to what we were speaking to a few minutes ago, there are enough people, there's a certain sect of society that loves real estate. They're watching the real estate shows. They're, like, online looking at real estate all the time, even though they're not remotely thinking of moving. And I think those people kind of know. But yeah, like, a lot of times people are just like, oh, what genuinely, like, what do you charge? And that's good. You should not just be, signing things away without understanding what's going on. But,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And the thing is too, like, 15 years ago, 20 years ago when I first started, felt uncomfortable answering those questions and being aware of what my value was, right? I
mean, I can still...
Because to some people, I think it still seems like we charge a lot.
Yeah.
But as you get more involved in the business and you start to know the value that you bring to the table as a realtor, as a professional realtor, you understand that I'm worth every penny and then some, right? So I remember, like, starting out, I was like, oh, well, yeah, okay, right? I was a little bit more lenient about discounting my commission or the brokerage fee, but now it's,
Yeah. What was I just gonna say? So I love it because there will be people and they're like, oh, realtors, they make so much money. And my line has always been, okay, go grab a pen and some contracts. Like, see you. Like, you, like, it is, you know what? Yeah, like, actually, you can make a nice living. You're not in the Edmonton market going to be a millionaire. Like, you're going to be, like, there's a ceiling because even if you have a team, like, it's just, you can make a nice living. I will say that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you earn it. And
you do.
To me, I just always think if real estate is this, like, secret, like, windfall of money just waiting for someone to, like, slap their face on a business card and then let the money start rolling in. It's like, go, try it. I double dog dare you. Like, you're always, like, it's great, like, turnover. Like, I always kind of think about this. It's like, I'd rather have a new listing every week and always just be carrying one listing than being that, like, agent that has all these listings. But it's like, you're always looking for new work. Like, you're always in, like, I don't like hustle mode, but it's like, you never just get to, like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, show up and things will, like,
things are gonna fall on my lap.
Yeah, well, yeah, that, but it's just like, you always need to be looking for new business. Like, it's weird, as I just mentioned, I ride, and it's like, you know, that's a business too for my coach and that sort of thing, but it's like, you have those repeat customers every month. Like, same thing, let's say you're massage therapist. It's like, okay, well, a lot of these people are gonna kind of book in on a regular basis. Like me, I sell your house. Well, I might see you in 5, 10, 15, 20. Like, you always need to be generating new business, because you don't have these repeat clients in the sense of any sort of seriously regular turnover. Like, yes, you will probably work with them again, but it could be quite a while.
Well, and especially if you serve them properly, right?
Oh, yeah. No. That's the thing. Don't sell them too good of a house, because then they'll... But it's like, they will come back to you, but it's like, or, I mean, I think how both you and I kind of try to emulate our business is that we want at least to be referred, but it's like, there's a word where it's like, not like champion you, but it's like really advocate. I don't know if that's the word I want either, but it's like, what? You're thinking of buying or selling? Like, you've got to call Jillian. Like, that's sort of what you want in your client's brain. So it's like, if you do a great job for them, yeah, great. But yeah, you're always generating business, and we've sort of gone on a tangent as per usual, but that's sort of like spread off of like commission and what we earn. And I mean, just, you know, if people think we make too much money, I find it really funny, because I'm like, if there was a career out there that I thought was just like so easy and I could make so much money, like, why aren't you doing it, Sue? Why aren't you doing it, Carol? Because but to be honest, I find generally, like, I don't deal with that much of it. And then, you know what, and obviously it's fair for them to ask, and I get it. Like, I explain it, and I mean, most people are, they understand, or they, you know, are fine with it. But I feel like there was something, but maybe you'll have to jump in with a thought.
Well, I just like, it's part of that excitement of not necessarily knowing who your next client is going to be, or the surprise of, I got this call from somebody, you know, the nice referral that you get, friend of a friend or a family member.
I feel like being a realtor is like gambling.
Oh.
It is. It's the highs are highs, the lows are lows. You can like really go on a run. You can like be so high up and everything falls apart.
Okay, so here's a question. I don't think either I've asked you and I've completely forgot, or we don't really talk about, but did you do something else before you became a realtor?
Nothing uber professional.
No,
like, so I wasn't a trust fund baby or anything. I never had a proper career. No, I did a lot of serving. Like, did some post-secondary, but didn't. I mean, I guess I could say I did some stuff with it. I did a general year and then 2 years in like a business program at Grant McEwen, because I kind of always knew I wanted to work for myself. I didn't really know what. I've always felt like I was too valuable an asset to work for someone else. I'm like, I don't want...
Look at you. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, it's like, I don't want someone else capitalizing on this. And it's like, for me, but it's also like, I don't want, like, if I bring myself down, that's on me too. Like, does that make sense? Like, if I reap what I sow, you know? And
it totally makes sense. And I eventually got to that point, but because, for those of you who don't know, I was a nurse for 10 years.
Second career.
My second career. I am a retired nurse, right? So
I'm a retired server?
You could say that. Sure. Growing up, it's not like I said, oh, I want to be a realtor, or I want to work for myself. Although I should have known that was where I was going to end up.
How so?
Because I don't really... I'm trying to figure out how to say this.
You don't really like helping people.
No. I don't respond well to authority.
See, that's the thing. Like, same. It's like, no one tells me what to do.
No.
Like, I really liked I've always felt I wanted to be very autonomous.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, and this might sound a little weird, but even serving, like, you kind of dictate Like, I mean, it's on a much smaller scale, but
Yeah.
like it was your own like your shift was your own like mini business, right?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And what you reaped what you sowed, right?
Yes.
So if you're a fantastic server, usually that would show in the tips that you
Yeah.
get at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Right? But nursing, and this is what became so disheartening about it, was that I'm busting my ass
Yes.
on these shifts and I'm working beside or picking up the slack for another nurse that was on a higher pay scale because they've been there longer and who's probably not doing as much.
Yeah.
Right? There's that part of it. There's another part where you're opening up your collective agreement and you see where the cap is, right? It's like after 10 years this is where it ends, right?
Yeah.
This is unless you have a new collective agreement and you get those bumps once in a while. But there was something so disheartening about that. And I love the fact being an entrepreneur, being my own businesswoman, that if I worked hard at this and I treat my business well, I treat my clients well, it shows in the back end, in terms of the amount of referrals you get, the amount of people that you're able to serve.
It's just, like that's the thing. I've always had like an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
I've always liked money, which is like a bad thing to say. Like I'm getting like it just kind of societally, and maybe I'm like I don't know if projected, but you know what I mean, putting this on myself like, oh, people, and I still do think like some things are antiquated with that. I feel like I'm a lot more over it than I used to be. Like, so, but yeah, like I always, and it's like, not that I mean, I like money, but it's what the money can do for you. Like,
right.
I've always
the freedom
said,
it allows.
I'm expensive, and I am, and I know that about myself.
Yeah.
And so I just really like what the money can do for me, which is like ponies for sure, but I always kind of felt like, to what you were saying, it's like, I don't want to go and be producing 10 widgets when the person next to me is making 2. We're like getting the same income. Like none of that has ever been remotely interesting to me. And it's so funny because, as an adult, you can look back, like hindsight is so 2020. Like I should have been way more ferocious in like what I guess I was, but I didn't even really understand because you don't have a reference. And these are things that you kind of figure out as you go through life and stuff, right? And, all my friends immediately, like the friends that I had from high school, all of them went to university right away. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
It was just, I never really knew what I wanted to do, but I kind of felt like I wanted to wheel and deal and make money, I guess. But I didn't know what that was. I didn't think it was a realtor. I hated salespeople.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was like, but being a realtor, there are some salespeople realtors for sure. There's, and that's the thing about this business. You can do it however you want to, which I really like. And there are some salespeople, but a lot of them are actually like just, I call it customer service liaison. Like, it's not very salesperson-y, really, I don't think, at the end of the day.
No. No. And when people tell me, or they hear that, I used to be a nurse, I was like, well, they're like, that's such a different career choice. Like, wow. And I'm like, it really isn't. It's not. Well, because shelter is one of those needs, right? It's a huge investment that you make. Same with your health, right? Your greatest asset is your health, who you are as a person, and what you can do, right? So these are 2 basic needs that either as a nurse, you help somebody along if they're sick, you help them to establish their health or their better health, right? And with real estate, you help them to provide them with the shelter that they need. As both as a nurse and as a realtor, you wear like many different hats throughout the course of your care for your client.
Yeah.
Right? And we started referring to patients as clients back in the day. So they're very similar in terms of a service that you provide to somebody
to help better
their life for a very basic need.
And that's, Okay, so that's interesting, just the whole, I was going to say patient aspect, but client, is because I was like, oh, you would call that a patient. But so yeah, that's interesting. And I just kind of want to speak to, I guess, the real estate side of it is, yes, sometimes we can get this, kind of salesman stereotype about ourselves, right? Like just kind of like, oh, we're swarmy, we're just trying to like make a buck or something. But to me, I think a lot of people like homes, that's why they're like online and watching HGTV and stuff. But it's really, you get so much of your kind of lived experience, it takes place in your home. Like it is such a key part of your life. And it's also like a smart financial investment. Like there's just so many things, and it's like, to me, like it's not a sale. I'm like, this is where these things are going to happen to you as you go on in your life. Like it's so, I mean, sometimes maybe I put too much like pressure on clients directly or intentionally, but it's like, well, like if you buy this home in this neighborhood, your kids are going to go to this school and they'll make these friends, and that'll like butterfly effect here, like where you end up living. Like, but I guess the point is it makes such an impact. And to me, I really enjoy that angle of it.
Right.
And so it's not like I'm just this like cold-hearted realtor trying to make a sale. Like it's fun for me to kind of like think of the ripple effect of this transaction in their life and just how it's going to impact them and what it's going to mean in their life. And so it's a lot more than just like, okay, here's like, 4 walls and a roof and whatever, right? Yeah.
And sometimes too, and a while ago, the Realtors Association of Edmonton had these ads about, being here when life matters, right? And we are privy to some very, unique periods in people's lives.
Yeah, and like unique and sometimes like with that challenging,
emotional.
Like it's I mean the two, I've heard there was 3Ds. I can never remember the third one.
Diamonds, diaper.
I was gonna say death and divorce. We got 4Ds.
Divorce, death.
Diamonds, diapers, death, divorce. Okay, wow, 4Ds. But so I mean the diamonds and diapers, those are usually like fun.
Yeah.
Like, and that's good, but the other two were kind of stressful and I mean any real estate.
I think there's one that has to do with your job, with your occupation. I just can't figure.
Downsize. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. So we'll
have to think about that here. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. But anyways, definitely, there can be clients that are doing a transaction, and it can be pretty like low key in the sense of like, hey, we've got a growing family, just looking for a little more space or something. But then it can also be like, some real interesting dynamics with relationships. People's lives sometimes have blown up.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it's not, bankruptcy isn't, like, what I mean? But there could be financial, people in pressure cookers often enough. What do we got?
Death, divorce, downsizing, diapers, and debt.
Debt, yeah, okay. Yeah. Because I was going to say, I was like bankruptcy, but I like alliteration better, so debt. Yeah.
Debt, divorce, and they missed out on diamonds, so...
diamonds, I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, no, for sure. So, I mean, I think we're talking about how it's such a, like, you're really entwined with your clients in a certain sense, because we're dealing with some pretty like big, no pun intended, moves in their life, and you're sort of really like almost like you're in that inner layer with them, because you kind of need to know everything, and you do know everything.
You do know everything.
Going on.
Yeah,
and that's a it's I mean, to me, that's the thing again, where it's like we're not just these like fly by night, like it's not, I don't want to be cheesy, like, but it's so...
You could be cheesy.
Well, no, but like such an honor, but it's like you're really allowed to get, behind the curtain with like some stuff, and it's like just that even some of their close friends or family doesn't know, but
Right, but
Yeah.
You're privy to that.
Yeah, so it's like, it's
an honor. I
feel like it's not like, honor isn't the word I'm looking for, but it's like such a, I guess, respectful nod, like, your professionalism in that, and just, and I always have, like, I don't know, like, it's so funny whenever anyone sort of has any vulnerability or shame or whatever, it's like you can't almost not help but love them more. Like, you know, like it's kind of like you're just are so in their corner, your heart goes out to them. And yeah, so
it's definitely a career that isn't for the faint of heart.
No.
But one of the things that I like as I parallel real estate and nursing is that there are no real estate emergencies at 3 a.m.
No kidding.
And I love night shifts. Actually, I used to work a lot of night shifts. And, you know, as I've gotten older, it's just like, oh, no, I can't do that anymore. But I don't miss having to get up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, there's not a lot of real estate that happens before 9 a.m., that's for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like as a realtor, you're never expected to respond to anything before 9 a.m. would be my. And then, you know, I'd like to think, to me, depending on what the query is, it's like, this is a business hours response, you know, but if an offer comes in at 9:30 p.m., yeah, I'm going to like, you know, do my due diligence, probably like, depends, but, you know, like, there is an hour in the evening where things do shut down, but sometimes, like last spring, I had a multiple offer, and long story short, like, sure, it was like after midnight, we were still hashing it out, but like, and there are some times where you really just, I say as a realtor, my time is all my own and none my own. Like 90% of the time, well, not even, like 90% of the time, if I, that's a bad example. But I guess maybe 10% of the time, it's really go time, and you kind of don't have a choice. And then there's a big kind of window of like 10 to like 70% that you kind of choose your own adventure. And then like 30%, wait, I don't know if my math was right there, 30% that's like your own time or whatever. And that's between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. or something. But that's one thing is like, yeah, a lot of times you can sort of defer or kind of work things into your schedule, but at the end of the day, they also need to get done. So it's like, oh, well, maybe I have this going on today, so you kind of schedule it for another time, but you still need to find that other time. You can't always be deferring and whatever. So yeah. So it's interesting in that capacity, but that's why I like my line. So, but can we just pick up on my pet peeve from a couple episodes ago?
Yeah, sure.
Do we have
time? Do we want to do it in this episode, or do we want to? Can we squeeze another one in?
Maybe.
Try and do 3?
Oh my God, guys, stay tuned.
Thanks for listening. You can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you get your fine podcasts.
Yes.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.
Just do all the things.
All the things. Thanks for listening, guys.